Hey, you guys, what is going on? It is Coach Rye from Team Flex. Today, we're going to talk about performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, kind of continuing on that path we've been going on with this channel here and there, over the years. We talk about a lot of different things, got a lot of good feedback from you guys about these types of videos and, people asking me questions, and one of them being, hey, why do people, say that they're natural if they're actually not natural, right? Like if somebody is blatantly obvious, or even if they're not, right? You guys would be blown away if you knew how many people claim natural that are actually not natural, right? That are taking performance enhancing drugs, steroids, all these other things, and obviously this is very rampant in the sport of bodybuilding, because literally bodybuilding is only about building muscle. And when I'm talking about bodybuilding, I'm talking about all divisions, but also it takes place in, many other facets of life. It comes down to people trying to sell things as a trainer. They take a bunch of steroids, be like, hey, look at these results, you can get them too, let me tell you how to do it, I'll sell you a things like that. This is in every sport, in every division. I mean, steroids been around a long time and a lot of people have used them, but why do people lie about it? Why do people not admit that they're on it? And why don't they come clean and tell, they're following their audiences, their customers, whoever, what they're actually doing? And here's the kind of 5 bullets I got for you guys that, I've come up with and thought about and can tell you for sure this is definitely some contributing factors. Number 1, it is illegal. And I mean, we should end the video right there. That's it. See you later, guys. Coach Rise out. But the truth is, these things are illegal, you guys. Performance enhancing drugs, steroids, all of these things, unless prescribed by a doctor, they are illegal to possess, to sell, to purchase, to use. So, right out the gate, a lot of times you're not going to be out there just yelling to the world that you're taking illegal substances, okay? And there are people that watch, there are people that get arrested, there is, government agencies and things like that that arrest people and put them in prison and things like that for doing stuff with performance enhancing drugs. Happens all the time. I strongly encourage you guys to look that up. But if you get caught using steroids or with steroids or shipping them or what else, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be at the very least getting a lot of fines, and like I said, a lot of people do end up doing jail time, prison, whatever, if they get caught with this kind of stuff, especially if you're selling it. Okay. So it is an illegal substance, you guys. That is the first real reason that people don't talk about this. It's illegal. And I mean, it's not really a surprise that nobody's yelling this out in the world, okay? But however, I don't think that that's where it ends, okay? Just it being illegal is probably not enough for most people. I mean, you see people doing all kinds of dumb illegal things on the internet, so what else comes to play? And I think honestly the biggest one, the one that I have to say is the reason most people do it, it's their own ego, okay? It's their own literal ego. Number 2, you guys, the ego that stops people from admitting that they're on steroids, right? They get all these crazy results, they look great, they accomplish all these different feats, they're really, really strong, or they just got a pro card, or they're performing in their sports like crazy, and they don't want to come out and admit that, they're taking substances to get that extra advantage, to get that extra look, to look that way, to do anything. And the truth is, you guys, this is what happens, when a lot of people get caught with this stuff in, some of the pro sports that are out there, the UFC or MLB, NBA, stuff like that. When people get caught for using performance enhancing drugs, it almost just right away trashes anything they've ever done in their career, takes away all their credit. You guys think about like Lance Armstrong, right? He was found, doping, and he's basically been removed from the world at that point, so this kind of stuff happens where the ego gets in the way. When you've done these great things, you don't want people to know that, you had this assistance, or you quote unquote cheated, you're doing things to get there that, you didn't actually do all of the work for, or you had assistance with that work to get where you got. So the ego is probably the biggest thing, and why, it's not talked about in many circles. A lot of people don't talk about it is they don't want to give credit to the substance. They don't want to take credit away from themselves, and it would shatter their own ego, even if nothing else, even if it wouldn't hurt you in the sense of you cheated or you were getting, in trouble for anything. It would still hurt your own ego in a way if people looked at you and they judged you for, taking steroids at that point. So I think ego is probably the biggest one at play. Now, we can't continue this conversation without also talking about the fact, number 3, that there's usually a lot of products and or services that these people offer or are a part of. Okay. So the thing you got to know, you guys, is like a lot of times when you have somebody who's taking crazy amounts of different gears or whatever, they get into this level where they may look superhuman or they're doing superhuman things or whatever, and they want to start selling things. They want to start selling a supplement line. They want to start selling their coaching. They want to start selling something that they're using that result that they have got from using these types of drugs to actually sell people on, to monetize, to take, hey, look at my transformation. It was crazy. I used to look like this, and then I look like this. Little does anyone know, between those two pictures is tons and tons of steroids and things like that to get there. Now they're selling training services, or they're saying, get my ebook, buy my program, buy my meal plan. And the truth is, they may or may not have any of that knowledge to actually get you that. They may not have anything but the picture and, the product from whatever they have done using these types of drugs is what's actually the promotional thing, right? It's the thing everybody sees and what makes them want to buy. And so they go out and they monetize things. And a lot of times they're making, money off of this in copious amounts, maybe even making a living off of this. So now you're talking about the fact that if you come out and you say, all right, I'm on all these different steroids, I've been using these for these amount of time. I mean, again, it goes right out the window for credibility for a lot of people, you guys. A lot of people are going to just say, oh, well, why would I buy your training service then? Why would I buy your meal plan? Why would I buy your ebook? Whatever it is these people are selling, because obviously you got those results from steroids and I'm not going to use those. So therefore, I'm not going to tell anybody either, right? That's what goes through a lot of people's minds when they get into this spot where they are selling a product or service and also using performance enhancing drugs. Okay. And so it's kind of crazy to think about that, but it does happen. And for all these three reasons alone so far that we talked about, I mean, that's pretty much enough as it is, right, to kind of seal the deal about why this is never talked about. But I do want to say on the last one, number 4, sponsors. Okay. If you have a really big name in, the sport of fitness period, you've built yourself a lot of followers, maybe you're some type of pro athlete for a pro team or bodybuilding or whatever it is, a lot of times you do get sponsors. Okay. And when you get sponsors, oftentimes you're promoting some type of a supplement company or, some other type of product or company service, whatever it is, where you are the poster child. You're the person on the front. You're the person that's promoting it. You come out and say, hey, I drink this protein powder, so you should too, because I look like this, all kinds of marketing and things come into play. And a lot of times these are also being paid, you guys. The athletes that are doing these things, the athletes that are sponsored are on a type of a retainer where they're getting paid money to do X, Y, and Z, to take this photo shoot or to take this supplement or to say you do or post it 3 times on Instagram a month, whatever it is. These are another monetary thing coming from that. And so obviously it's not going to be conducive to anybody to come out and say, hey, you know what? I do take this protein, but it's not doing these results for me. It's actually from all these different other things that I'm taking that I'm never going to talk about. So, it's not going to be good for business or for sponsorships, you guys, if that was out there in the limelight and people saw that and that was the truth. It's just not going to be good. And thus people still will not tell the truth, and they'll say, yeah, it's the creatine. Yeah, it's actually this amazing fat burner I got. No, it's this new protein powder. But in reality, you guys, there's a lot of stuff going on behind closed doors that you may or may not see. And interestingly enough, you guys, if you do watch, certain types of people long enough, maybe famous bodybuilders, famous athletes, other types of influencers and people that, you could have thought were maybe on the cusp of that, even if they've denied it for years and years of their life, they do eventually usually come out and admit something in the end. Now today, we're seeing people nearly, they have heart attacks, they have all kinds of problems, they're ending up in the hospital for different issues, and they come out and say, yeah, you know what, actually, it's probably because of these different things I was taking. You should probably not take them. There's different, all types of bodybuilders that have been in the past, even Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He admitted for years and years, or no, he didn't admit for years and years he was on steroids, and then eventually he did decide to say that he was the entire time he was bodybuilding. And, this is not uncommon, you guys. It does happen a lot, and it all comes down to the end of the day. You can't believe everything you see or you hear or you read on the damn internet, okay? And that even comes down to this video. If you don't agree with the thing things that I've said here, I strongly encourage you to do your own research and to look into all this. You guys, this type of information is not hidden. It is very readily available. Everything I've said, you could find with a little bit of Google searching. You'll find many cases of people that have lied about steroid use and, come out about it later. You'll find many cases of, people having health problems and other things from using steroids. You'll find all sorts of things that really can just link it back into your mind. And that's why I make these videos. I want to help you guys think more. I want to help you think differently. I want to help you think about things that you may be considering doing before you do them. And, to each their own with whatever path you take in life. But the reality is you want to know the facts and you want to know what's going on. So hopefully you guys got something out of this today. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Don't go buy everybody's program. Don't go buy everybody's service. Do your own research and learn. And if this video is helpful to you in any way, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, you guys. Thanks for watching. Coach Rye is out.